Hi friends, welcome back to the Saffron box. Today in this video I'll be talking about the impact of retrograde Jupiter. So on the 9th of October 2024, that is next week, Jupiter becomes retrograde. And we all know that currently Jupiter is transiting through the sign of Taurus. And Jupiter is one planet which is slow moving, and it takes about 1 year to transit through a sign, right? So it takes almost 12 to 13 months to transit through a sign. Right now it's going through the sign of Taurus, which is owned by Venus. And whenever Jupiter is transiting through a sign, it takes about 119 days of retrograde motion as well, right? So from 9th of October till the 4th of February 2025 is when Jupiter is going to be in a retrograde state. So it means that it is going in a progressive state and then becomes stationary for some time and then goes retrograde. Whenever we are, I'm not going into the details of the retrograde planet right now, since this video is about the impact of the retrograde Jupiter. But typically, as we see in Vedic astrology, whenever a planet is retrograde in your birth chart, or while it's transiting through a sign, or while we are looking at your transit planets also, the retrograde planet has more strength. It gathers more strength. The cheshta bal increases, right? Whatever it wants to do, whatever it wants to accomplish, the inner strength of the planet increases. Sometimes it also causes one to pause and think about where they are going, what they are doing. So that also happens. And whenever Jupiter becomes retrograde, Jupiter is a planet of expansion. Jupiter is a planet of, making things big, expanding, giving more focus, right? It is a natural benefic also, but again depends upon your own natal chart. What strength does Jupiter have? Whether Jupiter is a malefic planet or a benefic planet for you. So depending on all these things, wherever Jupiter is becoming retrograde, it tends to expand the significations of that house. It also expands the significations of wherever it is aspecting. So Jupiter aspects the 5th, 7th and 9th houses from itself. We all know that. So in this video, we'll see what happens when Jupiter becomes retrograde on the 9th of October. This energy is a little difficult to balance. A lot of people are not able to think straight or use their intellect, use their intelligence or wisdom typically very nicely or in a proper way when Jupiter also becomes retrograde, right? So this energy is a little tough to handle because whatever it wants to do, it wants to push you towards doing it. So you need to be quite mature. You need to be able to handle this energy very well. So that is the reason that once you understand what kind of energy or what kind of impact you can expect, you will be able to handle things better. You'll be able to balance this energy well or be mentally prepared, right? So that's what astrological guidance also does. It is just telling you what kind of things are lying ahead and how can you better prepare yourself, how can you be ready for the changes which are coming through. And if there are good changes coming through, if you see good times coming ahead, then you need to be ready to enjoy those good times. And if you see some not so good times or challenging times coming through, then one needs to be mentally ready also to brace for that negative impact as well, right? So that was just a very broad explanation of how things are seen usually, or rather how you should approach things, how you should approach the movement of planets or whatever is coming up in the celestial skies, right? Whatever planets are trying to tell us. So Jupiter is trying to tell us where we can expand retrograde Jupiter is actually, it's like, if I take an example, it's like, say if you have to do something very fast, very quickly, right? You know that you have to leave for your office at say 9 o'clock, okay? But you go down, you reach your vehicle, and you suddenly remember at 8:30, it takes 20 minutes to reach your office. At 8:30 you go down, and you suddenly remember that, oh, you've left your mobile, or maybe something very important, or maybe your tiffin box, for all that matter, you have left it back at home. So it's like, now you will be under time pressure. So you'll rush back again, depending on how much time it takes to reach back home, open your lock, get inside your house, pick up those items, whatever you have forgotten, and then again you will be in a greater hurry, you will be in a greater rush to reach your vehicle. You'll drive a little faster, maybe, and though it's not advisable. So some people will drive a little faster also to reach office, be on time at 9 o'clock, right? So that is the kind of energy now which a retrograde planet is going to give out. So it's like the cheshta bal has increased, and now whatever it wants to give, it will be in a hurry to give you, right? So we'll see what kind of impact can we see for all the ascendants, all the rising signs. And I'll begin with Aries, I'll go on till Pisces. At this point, if you haven't subscribed till now, do remember to subscribe. I usually forget asking my viewers in the videos to subscribe to my channel, but yeah, suddenly I remembered, effect of upcoming Jupiter retrograde, I guess. So please remember to subscribe and leave your feedback in the video. Leave your comments if you wish to consult me for any aspect or anything, any query which you have, you want to book a consultation with me. I'll be leaving my contact number, which is a WhatsApp only number, so you can just WhatsApp your query. I'll revert to you, right? So let's begin with the first sign, that is Aries. So Jupiter is currently transiting through your second house, and Jupiter is in the sign of Taurus. Taurus, which is owned by Venus. Jupiter is also in your second house of wealth, family, your kutumba bhav, your accumulated assets. All that can be seen from the second house. And it is aspecting the 6th house, the 8th house, as well as the 10th house. So the Earth Trikon, it is sitting in the house of wealth, it is sitting in the house of money, and it is aspecting the other two Earth houses also, which happens with Jupiter. Whichever part of the trine it is sitting in, it impacts, or rather activates, the other two houses in that trine also, right? So there'll be a lot of impact, or there'll be a lot of focus on wealth building measures. So if you're looking for a change of job, if you're looking at foreign trade, which a lot of people would be looking at, those who are in business of import or export or foreign trade, or you're working towards working with any foreign client, etc., you look at expansion of money, you look at expansion of money making opportunities, right? So overall, your focus during this time period, a period of about 4 months, is going to be more of money making opportunities. So even if you have established a goodwill till now, you may look at building more wealth for yourself. Doesn't matter if you are in business or you are employed, you are in some kind of a service also, right? So that is going to be a major point right now. A lot of you will also look at churning of their wealth. So if till now you were looking at some returns at say 10%, 11% on your investments, now you'll aim at 14, 15%, right? So you'll basically look more keenly towards your ROI, towards your return on investment, right? So that is something which you will really be aware of, and you'll look for more opportunities for a better ROI. So a lot of focus is going to be here. If you are looking at a new job, a new service opportunity which is coming up, if you're looking for that, chances are that you're going to get into a new job, or some of you may also be looking at a change of job, change of employment. So those opportunities are also quite possible during this retrograde period of Jupiter. A lot of expenses on travel is also indicated, right? So while you make money, you'll also be spending quite a bit. So travel opportunities, a lot of travel plans may also come up, family plans may come up, right? So you earn big and you spend big also. Career wise, this is a good period. Service wise, this is a good period. And do focus on building more wealth for yourself during this time. You will also get support of your family. You'll also get support from your spouse or from your spouse's family as well, because during this time period, Venus, which is the lord of the sign of Taurus, where where Jupiter is currently transiting through, Venus would also be coming into the 8th house and aspecting Jupiter. So your 2nd and 8th houses, there'll be a mutual aspect of Jupiter and Venus. Both of them are wealth giving planets. So when Venus transits through Scorpio, that is next month, there'll be more opportunities coming up. So make the most of it. Deepavali is round the corner, and it should actually bring in a lot of Lakshmi to you. Then moving on to the next sign of Taurus. So Taurus, if you are a Taurus rising, Taurus ascendant, Jupiter has been transiting through your ascendant all this while, right? And it is going to become retrograde in the ascendant itself and aspecting the 5th, 7th and 9th houses. In your case, while it aspects the 7th house, and brings in more opportunities for partnership, alliances, if it suits your natal chart, right? So I'm putting this disclaimer here also, that if it suits your natal chart, if your natal chart has the promise of partnership, because partnership doesn't suit everybody also, right? So if it has that promise, then this is a good time period to get into partnership, get into some kind of collaboration with other people. If you are in some business, if you can do that in your work. Apart from that, chances of marriage, because Jupiter is also aspecting the 5th and the 9th house, so your Dharma Trikona is also activated. Chances of marriage, chances of matchmaking, etc., all these are also quite possible. Also, I must point this out, that Saturn, in the case of Taurus rising, Taurus ascendant, Saturn is in the 10th house, and Saturn is also aspecting the 7th house right now. Saturn is also retrograde. So both Jupiter and Saturn are aspecting the 7th house. So till now, if you have not been able to get married, or there have been certain postponement or delays or some hiccups in you getting married, this will be a time period in the next 3 to 4 months where things can smoothen out, because both these planets are blessing the 7th house for you. So marriage is definitely on the cards if you are looking out, if it applies to you. Also, during this time period, children might be a point of concern. You may be spending quite a bit on children, or you may be worried about their future. You'll be busy making, giving more focus to your children, help them grow. A lot of time, energy and money will go towards children. Also a good time for pilgrims or long distance travel to holy places, right? So that is also definitely on the cards for the Taurus ascendant. This time period will definitely be a improvement in your overall wealth status, right? So if Venus is well placed in your chart, so do check your natal chart. If Venus is well placed, then your wealth overall wealth quotient is going to increase during this time frame. Then moving on to the next ascendant of Gemini. So if you are a Gemini ascendant, Jupiter is becoming retrograde while transiting through your 12th house, where we have the sign of Taurus, and it is going to be aspecting the other two moksha houses, that is the 4th and the 8th, and the 6th house as well. This, I would say, will be a period where you'll have to, spend more of yourself. So spend more energy, put in more efforts towards doing what you want, towards achieving your goals, right? So Jupiter is sitting in the 12th house, not a very great state for it. It owns the other two Kendra Bhavas also. So this may be a little challenging period for you in terms of your relationships, in terms of your overall mental peace, because there'll be, you'll feel a little disturbance. You are putting in more and not getting things in return, right? So could be a little challenging time period, but definitely a good time period for those who are looking at foreign settlement or who are looking at journeys abroad. So definitely a good period for that, right? So it could be business related travel, it could be long duration travels. So till now, if your visa isn't getting approved or any kind of such hiccups are there, they'll start getting resolved and you may be able to travel away from home. So if it suits you, or if you're looking out for it, then definitely this is a good time period, right? Also, apart from this, those of you who are married, this could be a little challenging time period, because the 7th lord, the 4th lord in the 12th house. So either you keep traveling or your partner keeps traveling. There'll be a lot of distance. There could be some lack of communication also, which brings in some dissatisfaction also from time to time, right? So expenditure is on the rise overall on travel, on medical bills as well. So if you're not keeping well, or till now if you've not been looking after your health properly, then this is the time. Be aware, because it's better to take care of your health, take care of your daily health, than wait for something big to happen, right? So take care of your health. Those of you who are in the medical or legal profession may also see some expansion. Jupiter is aspecting the 6th house. This also reminds me that a lot of you may also pick up loans, right? So your financial liability, as I said, your expenditure is going to increase. Your loans or your debt can also increase during this time period. Now moving on to the next ascendant of Cancer. So if you are a Cancer rising or a Cancer ascendant, Jupiter is transiting in your 11th house in the sign of Taurus, aspecting the other two karma houses, that is the 3rd and the 7th, and the 7th from itself, that is the 5th house, right? So the karma trine is activated. When the karma trine is activated with Jupiter being there, the the earthy signs falling into this karma trine, then there's a lot of desires which you're looking at fulfilling, right? So you want this, that, and the other. You want to expand your social circle. Some of you may like to party hard. Some of you may like to you may be expecting quite a bit from what your social circle or social networks can give to you, right? So this will be a period of expectations, of new desires coming through. Those of you who are in the age of getting influenced, or if you by nature are a person who gets influenced very quickly by other people, you may feel some kind of social pressure also, right? So looking at other people, I mean, these days anyways, there's a lot of social media pressure. So people flash their best moments on the social media, and it kind of creates a lot of pressure on a lot of people. People get influenced, people start comparing their lives with others, right? So that kind of a social pressure is something which you should avoid also, right? Which you should see it in balance. Be very balanced, be very rational about what your life is and how your life and how your living is, right? So that is something which I would caution you against right at the beginning. Otherwise, a social network may help you out. Your professional network may help you out in seeking good opportunities also. Your efforts will definitely increase. Those of you who are looking at marriage, or who are married, or you're looking at starting a family or something, that will also be quite possible. Efforts during that during this time period may give you good results also. So you may come across a good match, or some good news around the corner may also be there for you, right? So good news overall. Some kind of difficulty time to time, you'll have to, as I said, you'll have to put in more efforts first. So whatever you want to do, it may not come in so easily. Some efforts are definitely going to be there, more efforts, right? Then moving on to the next ascendant of Leo. So if you're a Leo rising or Leo ascendant, Jupiter is your fifth lord and eighth lord. It's I always see the Leo ascendant and I see Jupiter. It's a very tricky planet for the Leo ascendant. It is the fifth lord also, and it is the eighth lord also. So it has to teach you something. It has to bring in a lot of transformation in you also, right? And it is becoming retrograde in the 10th house in the sign of Venus, that is Taurus, and aspecting the other two Eartha houses, that is the second and the sixth, as well as the fourth house in your case. So now here there could be a lot of transformation in your career, in your profession, in the way you work. So even if you're somebody who doesn't work, who doesn't go to office, you might be at home, you may not be employed right now at this moment, but there'll be a lot of changes in the way you do your work, right? In the way you handle things, in the way you generate your karma, right? So that is something which is going to be there. The way you manage things around yourselves is also going to be there. There is going to be a change out there, right? This is a good time window for generating more wealth for yourself. So when I say transformation in career, it could be a promotion, it could be a better opportunity, it could be going to a better place at a better pay package, or more money making opportunities, right? So that is something which I see. A lot of you who are into speculation or stock markets and all that, may also see some traction for yourself. So be careful, because if your natal chart is not supporting you right now, you're not going through very favorable dasha, this could be a time period which can make you lose also. But if your natal chart is supporting you well, then this could be a time period which can raise your overall opportunities and your gains as well. Those of you who are in the legal profession or the medical profession will also look at more opportunities coming their way, or better times, better work conditions, or better terms and conditions at your workplace. So there is definitely improvement there. If you have any legal disputes going on, then I see some relief there. So things might start moving in the right direction, or you may get some relief if you're stuck in a legal dispute. Then moving on to the next ascendant, that is Virgo. So if you are a Virgo ascendant or a Virgo rising, Jupiter is transiting currently through your ninth house. Ninth house, which is your Bhagyasthan, which is the house of luck, fortune, right? And Jupiter is anyways the Karak of the ninth house as well. So the divine blessings come from Jupiter. Jupiter is the Deva Guru as well, and is transiting through the ninth house. So this could actually bring in relief for many people in terms of the right guidance, in terms of the right direction. Where do you want to go? What kind of guidance, what kind of counseling you get? So there could be a lot of enrichment in the way you work, or in the way you want to take your life. You could come across somebody, a good guide, a good counselor, or a good astrologer for that matter, right? So somebody who's able to show you the light on your way. So that is definitely what I see on the cards. Apart from that, from here, Jupiter is aspecting the Lagna, the first house that is, and the fifth house. So the Dharam Trikon is also activated. So that again enhances what I said, that again enhances the possibilities of better guidance. And those of you who are students, who are looking at good education opportunities, good performance at your studies and all, you'll also be seeing a better time. So time to stay focused. Jupiter is also aspecting the third house, so efforts are going to increase, but you will get the results for those efforts also while Jupiter is retrograde here in the ninth house, right? So those of you who are in the teaching profession or who are connected to preaching or some kind of a religious activity, or you are in the legal profession or administration, etc., you'll also be seeing some better opportunities or more growth or better things to do. So you get to do better things also. Your work quality can also be better. Work in good window also for those of you who are looking at progeny, who are planning a child, etc. as well, right? So while the running around increases, there's a lot of help from your ninth house as well. Then moving on to the next sign of Libra. So if you are a Libra ascendant or a Libra rising, Jupiter is a malefic planet for you. I must say that, because Jupiter owns the third and the sixth houses, and it is becoming retrograde in the eighth house, right? So imagine the third and the sixth lord, the job or the duty which it has to do is to create some trouble, and it is becoming retrograde in the eighth house itself. So there is some kind of a Viprit connection also, Viprit yoga also, since Jupiter is the sixth lord and transiting through the eighth house also. Jupiter here aspects the fourth and the 12th houses, the moksha trine, as well as the second house. So this is going to be a time period where your overall output, in terms of your efforts, in terms of the hard work which you put in, is definitely going to be more compared to the months gone by, right? So you'll feel that is as if you are running around more. There is a lot of time, and there's less time, and you have to do a lot of work. There's a lot of pressure from people in authority as well, right? So there's going to be changes. So if you were in a very comfortable state till now, this period is going to be a little uncomfortable for you, right? Running around, not being able to rest well, sleep well. So you run around quite a bit. It can increase your stress levels also, so be careful on that as well. But one good thing which I see is that there's a lot of good impact or good news in terms of wealth, right? So if you're looking at some returns, if you're looking at insurance, or some kind of inheritance money coming through, some money which was stuck, which has to come through, this will be a good window where you'll be able to get some good news, positive news as well. So money wise, financially, it is definitely a good time period. Some travel is also indicated for the Libra ascendant. Apart from that, those of you who are inclined towards bhakti or towards spirituality, knowing yourself better, reading good spiritual books, visiting good serene places with a lot of spiritual energy, this is going to be a wonderful time. In fact, you can take it as a remedy, spending some time in bhakti or spending some time in spiritual company, etc., right? So you can always enhance this quality within yourself during this time frame. That is, if you are inclined towards it, and if you are in that, if you get some spare time. Otherwise you're going to be very busy during this time frame, right? Then moving on to the next ascendant of Scorpio. So if you're a Scorpio ascendant or a Scorpio rising, then Jupiter is becoming retrograde in your seventh house. that is a karma house, and from there it's going to be aspecting the 3rd and the 11th houses, again the karma trine and the lagna itself. So Jupiter is aspecting, casting its full aspect, 7th aspect towards the lagna, right? This is going to be a period of a lot of efforts being put, efforts towards making your marriage work better, efforts towards your relationship with your siblings, whether younger or elder, right? So your relationships are going to keep you on your toes. You'll have to work more, put in more without expecting to make things work better, right? So your relationships have to be looked after. Your income may go up during this time frame because Jupiter is aspecting the 11th house. Jupiter is the second lord, the 5th lord also. So Jupiter is the karka of the 2nd house, the 5th house, and it is aspecting the 11th house as well. So income opportunities or overall your wealth, your pockets are going to be heavier, right? So that is there. I do see that. But this is also a good time period to change yourself or to transform yourself, to learn something new. Till now, if you had been planning to pick up some new creative skill or indulge in some writing, journaling, or some other creative arts which you can do with your hands, this is a good time to learn things like that, right? So it will enhance your creative ability. You'll find a lot of happiness in doing something creative, right? So relationships are going to keep you on your toes, as I mentioned. So apart from that, it seems to be an overall decent time. Then moving on to the next ascendant of Sagittarius. Now for Sagittarius, Jupiter is the Lagnesh. Jupiter is the ascendant ruler, and it is currently transiting through the 6th house. Not a very great state for the ascendant ruler or the Lagnesh to be, right? So whenever the ascendant ruler, the Lagnesh, the planet which rules your sign, is transiting through the 6th, 8th and the 12th houses, it is not taken as a very great time, right? From here, Jupiter is aspecting the 2nd and the 10th houses, the Artha Trikon, as well as the 12th houses, right? So the money trine, the Artha trine, or the resource trine, I would say, this trine, the 2, 6 and 10 houses together form the Artha trine, and they talk about your money, they talk about your resources. So there could be an increase in your resources, or rather how resourceful you yourself become, right? So your money making opportunities, your career opportunities, even if you work on your own, your ability to generate more revenue for yourself, more profits for yourself, may be better during this time frame. So make the most of it. Those of you who are in the medical or the legal services may also see good opportunities coming up during this time. If you have anything stuck in a legal issue, or if there's a medical issue which has been bothering you, this is the time to seek help. Okay, so this is the time to seek help. This is the time to get yourself treated or go to a specialist. Same goes for the legal disputes also, right? So Jupiter is retrograde in the 6th house itself, and it is aspecting the 12th. So needless to say, there is going to be an increase in expenditure. So while you're earning more, you're also going to be spending more. And when Jupiter aspects the 12th house, it makes you, when Jupiter is retrograde and aspecting the 12th house, it makes you do big expenditure, right? So where you had to spend X, you may end up spending 2X because your scope increases. You see more money coming through and you're able to spend more as well. So that is definitely increasing. Those of you who have some property matters stuck somewhere may also see some relief coming through, right? Then moving on to the next ascendant of Capricorn. So if you are a Capricorn rising, Capricorn ascendant, then Jupiter is your 3rd and 12th lord. Again, not very great houses to own. It is a malefic for you in a way, and it is transiting through your 5th house, right? So here, and it is aspecting the ninth and the first house, that is the ascendant, as well as the 11th house. So while Jupiter is not a very positive planet for you, not a functional benefic per se, but it is a natural benefic, and it is going through a good house, aspecting two other good houses, and most importantly, aspecting the 11th house, the house of gains, the house of wish fulfillment, of Ichha Purti, right? So here I would say monetary gains are definitely going to be there, right? So how you put your education to use, how you put your skills to use, your creativity to use, is going to be very important during this time frame. So there could be gains. While there could be monetary gains, there could also be gains otherwise. So if you are looking at a particular course, if you are looking at doing well in your studies, or anything, it could be monetary, it could be education purpose, it could also be the gain of a child, right? So gain in progeny, or some traction or some positive news towards a relationship issue. So there are a lot of positivity, there are gains there happening, right? This could also be a time to visit a lot of holy places, or long distance travels, etc. could also come through for the Capricorn ascendant. For some of you, there'll also be a relocation. So relocation for job, relocation for a new job opportunities. If you have been looking around for a job, new employment, then this time period could take you towards a new place. So you may be leaving home, packing your bags, shifting lock, stock and barrel. So relocation is also on the cards for the Capricorn ascendant. Then moving on to the next ascendant of Aquarius. So if you are an Aquarius rising, Aquarius ascendant, Jupiter is currently transiting through your 4th house, aspecting the 8th and the 12th, that is the Moksha trine, and aspecting, most importantly, your 10th house as well. Relief at workplace, monetary gains at workplace, right? Jupiter is your 11th lord. Jupiter is your 2nd lord as well. So all how your pockets get heavier, Jupiter is responsible for it, right? If you are looking at sale purchase in real estate, if you are into property or real estate matters, you deal with all these matters, then there is going to be some good news for you, right? That is on the material side. But otherwise, this could be also a wonderful time to practice bhakti mark, to indulge in puja, and spend time in spiritual company, listening to good text, listening to good reading good books, listening to good words, listening to good prayers, and connecting yourself to the universe, connecting yourself to the godly power above us, and it will bring you a lot of relief. Jupiter is there in the 4th house and retrograde, so it will give you a lot of peace of mind. You will be able to connect better. Good time to meditate, good time to go to any spiritual retreat, and connect with like-minded people as well, right? So this is also a time to practice forgiveness. So be large-hearted. Do not get into nitpicking over others, right? So Aquarius ascendant is anyways not too much into nitpicking, but still it is better to be a little large-hearted and take everybody together. So Jupiter is also going to positively impact your career. So good overall time. You'll enjoy your workplace, or the kind of work you do during this time period. Some travel may also be indicated because of work. Then moving on to the next or the last ascendant of Pisces. So if you're a Pisces rising or Pisces ascendant, Jupiter is your Lagnesh, it is your ascendant lord, and it is transiting through the through the 3rd house, the 2nd Rashi of Taurus, and it is going to be aspecting the Kama trine, that is the 7th and the 11th houses, and also your 9th house, that is the house of luck, right? So this could be a challenging phase for a few people, especially if you're undergoing your Jupiter Dasha or Antardasha also, right? So health wise, this could be a little challenging phase in terms of hormonal changes and thyroid issues, or if you are a patient of diabetes or some other endocrine or hormonal issues, then this could be a period to watch out, or keep a tight watch on your health, right? If you're undergoing your Jupiter dasha or Antardasha, that is right. So time to be careful there. Lagnesh being in the third house again is not too good. It increases difficulties towards your health also many a times, right? So here I do see a lot of opportunity for you in terms of travel. Those of you who are into travel blogging, social media, mass media, etc., will see very eventful times. So this is going to be a great time for you to move around and make positive take positive steps towards your profession. More opportunities will come through. You'll be able to network better, you'll be able to collaborate better also, right? This also holds true for other people, like, if your job involves a lot of people management, a lot of collaboration, and lot of people dealing, then this is a good time. You'll be able to get positive results out of cooperation from people, right? Do watch out for your relationship with your elder siblings and your spouse as well. You'll have to give more time, more attention to these relationships, right? If you're someone who's looking at getting married, then some positive news may also be around the corner, right? So you can also look at matchmaking or alliances coming through. So that is something which I see for the Pisces ascendant. And let's see how the retrograde Jupiter works out for you all. Do remember that the dasha, and before the dasha, the promise of your birth chart, it's the natal chart first. How is your natal chart? What kind of promises it is giving? And a lot goes into it. That is why people consult an astrologer. That is why people take more effort towards knowing their own chart, towards understanding their chart. Then on top of it, the kind of dashas which you're undergoing. So transits may be good, bad, ugly, but if your dasha is good, if your dasha is unfavorable or favorable, that depends, right? So if it's a good dasha, overall the period is going to be good. But if it's an unfavorable dasha, then the transits also can't do much. And then thereafter comes the transits, where the transits give good results. Transits are like the delivery person. Whatever has been packed has already been dispatched. The delivery person just has to deliver it to you, right? So I hope to see you all in my next video very soon. Till then, take care and God bless.